Hi and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be doing some quick little love notes from your person. So this is going to be a message cards only reading, and there are 3 groups to choose from. Group 1 is the Ammonite. Group 2 is the Malachite. And group 3 is the Agate. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to. I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead. Hi, group 1. You chose the Ammonite. So I'm going to be getting 3 cards from 3 different decks. Little love notes from your person. For group 1, what do they want to say? All right. And we have past life. The past returns to heal wounds and trauma to move forward. So this could be a past life connection, a soulmate connection, or a twin flame connection that you feel with this person. It feels like they're going through this process of some deep shadow work at this time. You could both be mirroring each other in that sense. And they're letting you know as well that they are perhaps coming to some recognition about something that they said or did, or a way that they showed up in this connection in the past. They're finding the root of that in some kind of a wound from childhood, some kind of a heartbreak from the past. For some of you, this person is even open to the idea of past lives, of spirituality, has been meditating on this, maybe doing some past life regressions, having some dreams of past lives, and something has really come to their awareness as far as a repeating pattern or a cycle that they have been tasked to recognize and to break, to do something different. And so if some wounds or even dreams or visions of past lives are coming up for you, then this is, again, very mirrored energy between you and this person. And they also say, you are my soul's greatest love. So this can tie in with that clarity that has come to them, that throughout lifetimes that you both share this common thread, this energetic bond. And it's something that even if they don't have the language to really describe that, they are recognizing you in this connection as something very profound, something very different from what they have experienced previously. They could be doing a lot of retrospection as well about the connection with you, and recognizing that some of the things that might have triggered them or upset them in the past about the interaction with you, even just feeling the energetic connection, the intensity of that, this soulmate bond, this twin flame bond, that could have really caused them to kind of retreat, run from this. They're starting to recognize that this was in fact triggering, that has caused them to go deeply within, to recognize some wounds or some patterns within themselves that are being called to be changed, to be transcended. And so they're kind of moving in this direction of having a deeper appreciation for you, for your presence in their life, for the connection itself, than they may have in the past. They're recognizing this as very triggering for the purpose of healing. And they also say, my darling, don't cry. I still love you. So despite what might have happened in the past, what they may have said, or the fact that they may have run from you in the past, there's a lot of love that they have for you. And as they're kind of working through some of these shadows and these wounds, they are getting to a place where they are able to give and receive love in a healthy way. And they may be able to show up in an emotional capacity that they were unwilling or unable to do before because of some wounds, some unconscious wounds even, that might have had them kind of closed off to love, or or just not really able to give in the same way in which they were receiving. It could have been very one-sided in terms of the dynamic between the both of you, kind of a runner-chaser dynamic. But they're acknowledging, again, some healing is taking place, and they're really starting to appreciate you in this connection in a deep way. So let's see what else they have to say. Group 1. All right. And they say, I suck at goodbyes, but this is only goodbye for now. So again, this acknowledgement, if you're in a separation, in a no contact, they're recognizing kind of the eternal and timeless aspect to your connection, that throughout lifetimes, you and this person meet. You meet to really support each other on a healing journey. You meet because of the conjoined nature of your souls, this fondness that you have for each other, energetically speaking. And so this is something where, if they don't have the language for that, they are at least recognizing the magnitude of this connection, which is, it's deeper and it has a mysterious quality to it that is beyond any other connection that they have experienced before. And if you find yourself in separation, in no contact, again, the shift that is taking place within this person, they're starting to recognize and appreciate this connection in a new way. And there's this desire to really correct some things about themselves, how they were showing up in relationships in general in the past, or how they may have treated you in the past, to work on that wounding and have the opportunity to come back correct, to perhaps start again, or to provide some closure to you and for them, to not just leave things on maybe a sour note that you had last encountered them on. Or even for some of you, this interest in coming back as at least as a friend. There's this draw, this desire to magnetize back in your direction. They're seeing you as a significant person to them, that this connection is very significant, and that in very subtle ways that they are being awakened and kind of made aware of some things within themselves, both some strengths within themselves that they may have overlooked, and also some things that need to be worked on. And so where there may have been resistance to this before, it feels that this person, group 1, is really heading in the direction of surrendering to that, understanding the importance of doing this work, not just for the connection, but for themselves in general. It's almost something they feel that they've been maybe tasked to do, or that they have the honor of doing, perhaps, if they are somebody who is recognizing some family patterns, some generational patterns, that they can be the one to break those cycles, break those patterns, those habits, and to set off in a new direction, to blaze a new trail for their lineage going forward. And so again, it feels almost like a task or an honor to be the one who has chosen and is chosen to undertake this very deep and laborious work that can help to provide a wider range of possibilities for themselves and even their lineage going forward. And they also say, I get scared if I'm being honest with you. So this really talks about the intensity of the connection that they feel, maybe some visions that they've had in past lives as well. And this could have been something that they hadn't really given much consideration to, kind of a very natural fear of mortality that human beings have. And, so contemplating the idea of lives before and, the ending of this lifetime and then lives to come, just that whole subject matter, the whole nature of that could be something that, they've kind of recoiled from. They haven't really wanted to give a lot of thought to, that's a little too far in the future for them, or looking back a little bit in terms of sort of theory without any kind of tangible evidence for that, just kind of a soul knowing. These could be concepts and just a part of themselves that they are really starting to open up to, starting to kind of move beyond those barriers of fear into, again, this aspect of really trusting, really seeing this connection and what this is bringing up, what this is summoning from inside as a gift. There could be some latent talents, some psychic abilities which are being activated within this person as well, or that, kind of were sparked when you were initially connected with them. Some kind of Kundalini awakening that took place, or even a spiritual awakening that might have really scared them, caused them to kind of run from this. But they're moving in this direction of kind of walking through that fear to be open to exploring some of the bounty, some of the richness that this experience and that these gifts and abilities and even visions are providing for them, and can be then utilized to create kind of abundance or awareness in their life going forward. And they also say, I do miss talking to you. So any kind of silence or separation, this does not indicate how they truly feel deep inside. There's still a lot of love they have for you. They miss your presence. They miss this closeness with you as they're doing some of this shadow work. Of course, things that occurred with the both of you in the past are coming up, but it's more than just from a melancholic state. I feel this person is also looking back fondly on the time spent together, starting to appreciate you in this connection in a new way, recognizing that what was triggered within them was really triggered for their benefit. And they're starting to see kind of the fruits of going through this process of shadow work, this lightness of soul, this lightness of spirit, maybe even some better interactions with other people in their lives, some more abundance kind of coming into their environment, to their world. So they're kind of moving through this state of some really tough and heavy kind of processing of things, purging of things, kind of closing out of cycles. And they're starting to really feel the newness, the uplifted vibration that they are moving towards, and the opportunities that then creates for them in their life in a myriad of ways. So let me get the final 3 messages for you, group 1, from this person. What do they want to say to you? And they say, forgive me, I am only able to take baby steps at this time. So that ties into this kind of this energy of being sort of overwhelmed, slowly moving through this almost molasses-like element of fear. Fear of the unknown, this excitement and anticipation for change, for what is ahead for them, what is on the other side of this, this very difficult work, starting to see the rewards of that. But there could be a lot of entrenched patterns that this person is having to really work through. Again, some generational patterns, some things within their lineage, their belief system, or just a deeply entrenched way of being. And so it's a lot to kind of sift through, to reconcile. Change can be a gradual thing. It really starts with mindset, but it can take some time to get kind of change habits, break some habits, implement new habits. So there could be an aspect of them kind of taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back, which is perfectly natural in any kind of a period of transition, of change, of implementing something new. And so they're acknowledging that as much as this love is really compelling them to rush in, they're feeling magnetized to you, they're having a deeper appreciation for the connection, there's still a lot that they're having to wade through to get to that point of kind of releasing some of those burdens that they've been carrying around, or that they've been tasked to release for their lineage or their bloodline before they are able to show up in a new vibration and be really operating in a state of a changed mindset and changed behavior. And they also say, of course, my love, I want to be with you. So another confirmation there of this desire to move in your direction, being magnetized to you, seeing this connection, the experience with you in the past with new eyes, with fresh eyes, really appreciating this, appreciating the gift that even the triggering has led to, this deep soul work that is taking place, these things within them that almost a mirror was held up for, that what they may have projected onto you in the past was really just a manifestation of something within themselves that needed to be addressed and nurtured and healed. And they were moving out of this state of resistance and avoidance, and really for a lot of them maybe having no choice but to look at this. These same kind of archetypes or patterns may be showing up not just through something mirrored from your connection, but in other areas of their life. They're starting to recognize how kind of these larger themes at play have affected many different areas and have really helped to shape the experience that they currently have. But again, they're leaning into this energy of wanting to do something about that, moving out of a state of just kind of pitying themselves or feeling very overwhelmed, and shifting into this energy of action, taking the steps necessary to course correct and redefine their experience in this lifetime. They also say, darling, we must find peace. We are here to bring love and light. So this definitely is a great message to close this reading with for you, group 1, and this kind of search for peace, this sanctuary within. This person may have been somebody who in the past really kind of tried to distract themselves with, you know, things in the outside world, in the material world. You know, this could have been habits, lifestyles. It could have been somebody who was kind of a workaholic, or just really sought to recreate, or kind of escapism if things got too heavy, too intense, too emotional. And maybe this habit of kind of running or sort of deferring the work that needed to be done, it's reached a point where they have no choice, and they're surrendering to that, to needing to do something, needing to change their approach to maybe challenges or obstacles within their life. And instead of really looking outside of themselves for some kind of sanctuary, some kind of solace, this person is actively engaged in creating that sanctuary within, becoming very comfortable with where they are, accepting where they are, and then planning for ways to change what the future can look like for them. And that includes as well the future of the connection with you, because again, this energy of deeply starting to appreciate you, you know, the past, what you both have been through, where that has led them, this awareness as they're going through these experiences in other areas of their life. They may be kind of reminiscing on or recollecting some things that you had said, something that they may have kind of dismissed before is taking on some new gravity. It's coming to them now as some wisdom, some much needed wisdom. It's like these seeds that were planted within their soul previously that are just now germinating at a time when they really need them the most. And so there's a deepening of this appreciation, this desire for closeness with you. And this person definitely becoming very committed to doing this work, to change how they feel within themselves, and to also change the world as they are experiencing it without. So I'm going to close this reading for you with some initials. This can be first, middle, or last name, you or this person. It can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you for group 1. Okay, so we have X, F, I, M, Z, S, B, C, G, L, and J. So those are your messages, group 1. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the video. If you liked the reading, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I also sell handmade jewelry and some divination tools in my Etsy shop if you're interested in checking those out as well. So I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, group 2. You chose the Malachite. So I'm going to be getting 3 message cards from 3 different decks. So for group 2, what does their person want to say? Okay, divine source, sending signs, guiding each twin. We both see the signs. So if you're seeing 1111 a lot, seeing this person's name, being reminded of them, maybe things that they've said to you in the past, or even hearing songs that remind you of them, feel like messages from their higher self, or maybe a song that you had shared before that was your song, or something that represents a significant time. This is really this person confirming that they're getting these signs as well. So you're not alone in that sense of really connecting with this person on a higher self level from afar, maybe if you're in no contact or separation. And this is something where if they may have been kind of oblivious to the signs before, even angel numbers, they're starting to really take these things into account, to research these things. They're starting to notice a pattern or a frequency here, that it's almost that they can't ignore the signs anymore. They may also be getting a lot of kind of information that's coming into them sort of synchronistically, or kind of out of the blue, information about kind of soulmates or twin flames. They may hear people talking about that, and it's really sparked this desire to research. Something within them is resonating as they are seeing these signs, hearing these things, and so they're really at this place of really wanting to explore that within themselves. Why do they feel this nudge to know more? Why does this seem significant and not just like a random event or just like static or noise, but something is really it's ringing true for them. If they're doing some research, they're finding a lot of confirmation. This feels like somebody who's definitely opening more up to their spiritual side, starting to develop a language with source, with the divine, with their spirit team, starting to tap more into that, perhaps meditating a little bit more, or really in this search, seeking answers at this time, perhaps even searching for answers as to why they are feeling you energetically, why they're being reminded of you in this connection after perhaps what has been a long period of separation or no contact between the both of you. And they also say, soon you will see we are one. I am from you. You are from me. So this is really, I feel, a message from their higher self, as far as the fact that in the higher realms, you are already in union with this person. There's almost this conjoined nature to your souls, this intertwined nature that cannot be torn asunder, despite what might be occurring in the physical, in the 3D, where egos are involved and free will, and there are different lessons to learn, wisdom to be gained, choices to be made that lead to outcomes, roads taken, roads kind of turned away from, or doors kind of closed, and windows of opportunity that open. All of these factors can create for just a variety of possibilities, potential outcomes. But in the higher realms, there is a sense of connectedness that this person is really encouraging you to tap into if it becomes a little bit overwhelming or kind of daunting, the circumstances that you both find yourself in. If there's not a lot of communication in the 3D, as far as acknowledgement of the connection, or if your lives have kind of taken different directions, you're treading different paths at this point in time, then this person is encouraging you to again tap into that higher level union that exists. They're starting to see this connection from that aspect as well. They're starting to, I feel, come into the point where they're having an understanding of it. They're definitely recognizing the energy. They are seeing the energy between the both of you as a source of strength, a source of solace, something that is guiding them. They may have been kind of oblivious or sort of turned a blind eye to this before, but they are now taking a second look at that, starting to give that more recognition than they may have previously. And they're encouraging you to do the same, to tap into that, tap into their higher self, communicate with them telepathically, send love, and be open to receiving love from them. That you both have some things to accomplish in this 3D life that your soul set out to do. that may not have been able to be accomplished had a 3D union at this point occurred between you, or for some of you that it would ever occur in this lifetime. For some of you, this is a lifetime where you both are going to be on separate paths, on separate journeys, but that doesn't distract from the unification of your souls in the higher realms. There are just some other things that you have chosen to accomplish, chosen to learn, chosen to experience that can only be done on a solo journey at this point in time. But beyond this lifetime, there definitely is an eternal quality to the bond between the both of you. And they also say it's time to be more active. Stop passive behavior. Call back parts of the soul to be whole again. So this can really tie into some of this work, this soul work, this evolution that you both have chosen to do in this lifetime, reclaiming your power from any places where you played small in your life, or you compromised your integrity, maybe to please others or to make yourself feel more pleasing in your energy and your presentation to others. That could be kind of denying your truth, dimming your light, dulling your shine, just in whatever way that resonates for you, contorting yourself to kind of meet other people's expectations rather than expressing yourself authentically in a kind of take it or leave it fashion. And so this can be something which both of you have done this. You've both mirrored each other in this capacity, and it's something that you're both working on at this point in time, even taking back your power from this situation. Places where you may have really tried to overgive to this connection. You may have settled for breadcrumbing or just very minimal reciprocity from this person. Really put yourself in a position where you were not treating yourself as a high value individual, but you were almost diminishing your estimate of your own value by demonstrating you would be willing to settle and be content with very little from this person, or even from other people in your life. At this point in time, you're both tasked with reclaiming that, stepping into that feeling of worthiness, that sense and knowing of your own value, your own worth, and not really, setting kind of an energetic precedence for what you expect in relationships, romantic or other relationships in your life, that now's the time to really teach other people how to treat you, including this person. And so while you may find yourself in separation, that there's a lot of work that you're both doing this also from the higher level. You're doing this as a team. You're both supporting each other energetically in this process, maybe asserting some boundaries, really advocating for yourself. This could be quite different from the way that you've approached life or approached romance in the past. This person on the other side of things could also be, experiencing some rejection in their own life, or experiences of their own boundaries being crossed or not being honored, as a way to kind of show them, teach them through experience what it feels like to not be recognized, to not be honored, seen, and understood. So let's see what else they have to say to you. Group 2. All right, and they say, sometimes I feel like you want too much from me. So this person could definitely be kind of dealing with some shadowy energies right now, some resistance to some lessons that they are tasked with learning at this point in their life. This could be somebody who had a hard time kind of giving love. They may have been somebody who, in your dynamic especially, it was very one-sided, where you might have been the one over-giving and this person was not really showing a lot in return. So this statement right here can really be an example of something triggered within them, that by having kind of a closed off or a wounded heart chakra, they may not have really been capable of reciprocity, of giving love. They may have only known how to take, how to kind of receive that, and being very maybe uncomfortable with the concept of love. Receiving love could have also triggered some things, because there was, an expectation then of giving back that either was implied or stated. Maybe questions that were asked about, why aren't you more affectionate? Why won't you talk more? Why won't you express your feelings more? And so something really was calling this person to maybe address some wounds within themselves, to recognize some patterns, and to work on kind of transcending those things, to getting to the root of that and finding out why were they closed off to love? Why did they feel so uncomfortable about giving love? What sort of rejection had occurred in the past, where their efforts may have been overlooked or were mocked? They were, shamed for expressing love or vulnerability, or openness, a display of affection and emotions. They may have been really conditioned to kind of stifle that, stuff that down. They may have come to feel that it was very unsafe for them to do that because it resulted in heartbreak, for example. And so they're really operating from this triggered space. It feels like, they're almost, they're seeing the signs, they're exploring this more. They're in this process of really kind of moving beyond some of these shadows, some of these patterns within themselves. But it feels very much like somebody who needs this time apart to really do that inner searching, that inner reflection, to be able to kind of find out why they may have pushed away or not been able to really give in a reciprocal and healthy manner to this connection in the past. And they also say, I see my future when I look into your eyes. So this is something that, again, could have been very triggering for them in the past. This idea of eternity that they have seen with you. A lot of things mirrored about them from you. This outpouring of love that could be very triggering for them, just love in general, deep intimacy in general, that when faced with that, when confronted with that, which is sort of a genuine extension of love, they might not have really known how to act, or it could have just been something that really caused them to kind of pull back within themselves to, trigger again these old wounds about not feeling safe to be vulnerable, not being safe to express their authenticity. But there is also this sense of, despite this wounding, underneath all of that, beyond the shadow, it's this sense of soul unification, this sense of being one, that they are really deriving a lot of strength and a lot of encouragement from you, from your soul at the higher realms, the higher levels. And it's something which some of them may be consciously tapping into that may be all that they are able to give is, just kind of in their mind, just kind of sending that energy from afar, because there's some things in the 3D sense that are really holding them back, keeping them kind of closed off to love at this point. And they also say, please don't hate me for ghosting you. You didn't deserve it. So confirmation there, if they may have just been really triggered and kind of recoiled, pulled back from this, out of this fear of, their emotional vulnerability being exposed, the truth of their heart being exposed, some wounding from maybe past incidences of being shamed or rejected. And this is something which they're starting, I feel, to come to terms with. They're starting to recognize that within themselves, but there is still a lot of resistance here to really acknowledging some of the ways in which they may have self-sabotaged and definitely sabotaged this connection in terms of their emotional unavailability and unwillingness to open up and be vulnerable with you in the past. So let's get the last 3 messages for you, group 2, from this person. What do they want to say? All right, and they say, of course, my love, I want to be with you. So that's that energy that beyond the shadow, at the very core of them, there is this desire. This desire is kind of pushing them to, lean further into that shadow. It's kind of bit by bit eroding that resistance. This energetic connection between your souls from the higher realm, it's kind of sending this energy down. It's infusing them with this energy to kind of break down that resistance, that stubbornness within them. The signs keep showing up that as much as they may want to avoid this, avoid the work that needs to be done, avoid the reality or the depth of this connection, that there's almost a sense of no escaping it, that the signs are coming in frequently, they could be coming in regularly, to where this person now is they're feeling that nudge to explore this, to kind of dip their toe in the water, kind of peek around the corner, and they may be on the precipice of kind of really exploring some spiritual aspects spiritual topics, exploring their own kind of sense of spirituality within themselves, and, starting to kind of get a greater awareness about some patterns for how they may have been showing up in the world, their belief systems about love. Still a lot of resistance, but, slowly but surely it's kind of that desire within them, that pull from their soul, and also, the encouragement from your soul, from the higher realms, is really helping this person to slowly kind of break down that resistance and ease into, this journey of healing and self-acceptance. And they also say, I know you worry about us. Have peace in your heart. Feel my love. So that's a confirmation there of, at this time, they may be only able to energetically give you love, either from their higher self or even in kind of their quiet moments, their private moments, as they are reflecting on this connection. They're seeing the signs about you. I feel that they're really, when they see these signs, these reminders of you of the past, they're thinking about you in a loving way. It's really bringing up feelings of reminiscing, of missing you, a lot of feelings of regret. They could be also kind of blaming themselves, not really being able to, understand why it is that they did what they did, why they maybe ran from this connection or kind of pushed this away, why they have had maybe a pattern of self-sabotaging in love, or they're not able to really express love in a way that is understood and fulfilling to other people. This could have been something that has gone on throughout their life. And it's something that, for now, it's really feels in the energetic realm that this love connection exists and is very healthy and thriving. But slowly but surely, through the constancy of that love being exchanged between you, between your souls, it's really helping this person to kind of break through those barriers, some of the wounds of the ego and the defense mechanisms that have kind of closed them off to love, to really open up to that, open up to the infusion of joy that wants to come to them and also wants to come forth from them. And they also say, I just couldn't find the right words to say. My mind has tripped on doubt. My thoughts are trapped in my throat. So that's a great confirmation there to end this reading with for you, group 2. And just this person really, stuck behind some barriers, stuck behind some walls, a little bit of resistance, some stubbornness here. Some truths are coming to light. They're starting to understand some things. They're starting to get to the root of why they may have self-sabotaged, why they sabotaged this connection in the past. A lot of unexpressed feelings here, things that they wish they had said but that they couldn't. Fear definitely having held this person back. So definitely continue to send them loving thoughts for their own healing journey, regardless of if this, ultimately leads to 3D union for you both in this lifetime. The eternity of your souls, that bond can never be broken. And, in this lifetime, and again, just maybe both of your tasks to really address some shadows, work on some things such as fear that, can only really be embarked upon as kind of a solo journey, a solo mission. But that it really has some longer term benefits for the evolution of your souls in general and for lifetimes yet to come. So I'm going to close this reading for you with some initials. This can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it can spell something out. All right, so we have T, L, P, J, Z, U, B, O, V, M, and D. So those are your messages, group 2. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the video. If you liked the reading, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I also sell handmade jewelry and some divination tools in my Etsy shop if you're interested in checking those out as well. So I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, group 3. We chose the Agate. So I'm going to be getting 3 message cards from 3 different decks. Let's see, what does your person want to say to you? All right, and they say, divine source sending signs, guiding each twin. We both see the signs. So you could be seeing 1111 a lot, seeing angel numbers, this person's name, being reminded of them. And this is very much mutual. They're seeing the signs too. They could be, again, seeing your name a lot, dreaming of you a lot, hearing about you through mutual friends. Something, you know, seeing people that remind them of you, or just things that bring up memories from times you shared in the past. And it's causing them to really reflect on this connection, think about you a lot. You could be feeling them energetically around you at this time, which is really indicative of them, you know, thinking about you, sending loving thoughts your way, that you're very much on this person's mind. Some of the more spiritual aspects of this connection as well are really coming to the forefront for this person. They could be, you know, kind of investigating, looking into some of these signs, researching some of these things, or, you know, just seeking answers for why they're still feeling your energy, maybe after some time has passed, if you're in no contact or separation, or, you know, why they have this intensity of feelings for you, if you're somebody that maybe you don't know each other very well, but there's just this kind of this tug, this pull at the soul level, that this is an important connection, that there's something very significant about having met you and the dynamic between you. And they also say, I want to be with you. It's always been you. So there's this certainty that this person is coming to about their feelings that they may have kind of repressed or denied before. They may have been kind of closed off to love at a certain point, and they perhaps started doing some work on themselves to kind of shift their vibration, move into a space of gratitude, working on abundance in other areas of their life, that this new mindset has then kind of also shifted into, you know, this abundance of love, this desire for love. They could be at a place also where, you know, they've achieved some milestones, some goals that they were working on, and now they are opening up more to the idea of love, the idea of partnership, and kind of all the signs point to you as far as somebody that they would want to be coupled up with, somebody that they could really, you know, see themselves building a very solid and stable foundation in life with. They also say, I can't forget you. You're always on my mind. I surrender my love to you. So that was coming up with this, you know, you're always on their mind, these thoughts of you, and you may be picking up on that energetically, kind of feeling this person, feeling these waves of love emanating from them in your direction. This person's definitely thinking of you fondly, wishing that they could have a closeness with you. If you're in no contact or separation, there's this desire to move closer to you, to kind of recapture some of that lighter energy that you both shared before, some kind of a certainty that has come to this person, some epiphany and awakening and awareness of the importance of this connection, of kind of the next level love that exists between the both of you. Starting to really see how the experience with you energetically, even if, you know, you didn't spend a lot of time together, there's this intensity of connectedness and kinship that they feel with you that has no comparison in other relationships, romantic or otherwise, in their life. And it's really causing them to open up to this, explore this, recognize and cherish the significance of you and the connection in a way that they may not have been ready to do before. So let's see what else they want to say to you, group 3. Okay, and they say, the thought of you with someone else drives me insane. So a lot of attraction that they're having for you, and almost this sense of clarity that has come to them, this epiphany, this awareness that you are a person that they would want to build a foundation with, build a partnership with, build a life with. And if they had walked away from this connection in the past, there is this almost this sense of urgency to kind of take these feelings out of the mental realm, out of this realm of daydreaming and just thinking, and to, create some kind of plan of action to move back in your direction. They're starting to recognize this as a significant connection and something which, if they had taken you for granted in the past, they're placing a lot more value on this. They're seeing this as exceptional, rare, and very well suited to them, to these intricate parts of their personality that may not be known or accepted by anybody else that they've encountered yet in their life. And now it's almost this feeling of having kind of missed out, missed out on a good thing. And so sort of a little bit of panic there about, these wonderful things that they're seeing about you, that they're experiencing about your vibration and the connection, and almost this energy of fear and urgency to do something about this before somebody else recognizes these same qualities in you and steps in and kind of takes their place, acts where this person is kind of stagnant or non-responsive. And they also say, I can't stop thinking about you. You are always in my dreams. So another confirmation there of just being on their thoughts a lot, dreaming of you. You could be dreaming about each other. And this really talks about this person dreaming about a future with you, a second chance with you, an opportunity to maybe say what's on their heart, say what's in their mind, where in the past they may have kind of stayed silent or repressed these feelings, denied these feelings. The signs are really also bringing to their awareness the significance of this connection as they're kind of looking into these things, researching these things more, terminology, concepts, ideas, belief systems that are coming into their awareness, are causing them to really change their worldview, expand their perception, and therefore kind of with these new eyes, this fresh lens to really take into account other relationships within their life. This person could be in a process as well of really kind of deciphering, sifting through what resonates with them, what no longer serves, relationships that have kind of become stale, that they've outgrown, or that are even toxic or kind of draining. And as they're clearing some things out of their life, that debris is kind of, it's moving out of the way so that the truth of the connection between the both of you, the call of their soul to you and vice versa, is being heard more acutely, more clearly than this person was able to hear that before, maybe because of, again, the worldview that they had, some other things which they were devoting their time to, other relationships, the opinions of other people, which may have really been holding this person down or holding this person back from experiencing a higher love, a greater love, a deeper love than what they had come to know as, kind of acceptable and normal among their family, their friends, the society, and also just the expectations placed upon this person by other people as they're kind of ridding themselves of that, kind of stepping off into more of an authentic self, kind of blazing their own path, finding their truth and what really resonates with them. Part of that truth, part of that reality is that this connection that they may have denied in the past is in fact what they are longing for. And they also say, I don't know why I let you go. So confirmation there, if they had stepped away from this connection, kind of rejected this, or chosen to move in another direction, maybe out of fear of disapproval, the expectations of their family, maybe something about the dynamic between you, the nature of how you both met, or just kind of almost differences in culture, maybe in religion, maybe some kind of an age gap between the both of you that really had this person kind of like fearing persecution from others, fearing the judgment of others. And so even if there was no direct disapproval, it could have just been the perception of that. What would other people think? And so they chose to kind of take the safe route to sort of fit into the mold that had been created for them, dictated for them by others, or by their own kind of worldview and perceptions. But it looks like all of that is shifting, and they're coming to this truth and clarity, this desire to move back in your direction, create a new beginning with you, to really pick up where you left off, or to express some things that they may have just kind of kept silent about, repressed and hidden within. So it's the last three messages for you, group 3, and this person. What do they want to say? All right, and they say, my darling, please have just a little more patience. So coupled with that kind of sense of urgency that they'd better act, and they'd better act fast, because they're recognizing these wonderful things about you, and they're certain somebody else will see these things too, and there's this fear of kind of missing out in the long term. There's still this energy of acknowledging that, you know, they have a lot of steps to take to get to a place where they can really take these feelings, this thought, this love that they have for you out of kind of the higher realms, out of just kind of thought and fantasy, and really transfer that into words, into actions, into maybe if there was this, you know, this energy that was coming up about really fearing what other people would think, what that would look like. It's fear that they're having to kind of move beyond, kind of transcend. And, you know, it's somebody who's very motivated to do so, but the process of actually doing that, setting up boundaries, saying no to people that they may, and things that they may have previously kind of gone along with, agreed to, kind of built their life around. There's a lot shifting and changing. And so this is something where as much as they want to rush right in and just, you know, sweep you up in their arms, kiss you, and tell you everything will be okay, practically there's still a lot of work that they need to do, a lot of steps that need to be taken in order to come to that place where they're able to really give openly the love that they hold inside, and to, you know, support that with some solid actions of change, a plan of action going forward of what to do with this, rather than, you know, at this point it might just be kind of this urge to confess what they're feeling and not really, you know, have any kind of idea then what to do with it beyond just a confession of feelings. So still some work to be done. They're hoping that they can accomplish all of this, and that there is still the potential for the both of you to build something, to start again, to start fresh. They're hoping that your heart will still be open to them, and your mind and your life will still be open. There will still be a place for them in the world that you have created for yourself, and that it's something where you are willing and excited to embark on this adventure of love with them. And they also say, I hear your thoughts, my love, sending you love. So that can confirm some telepathy that's occurring between the both of you. If you're feeling that you're getting some kind of messages from their higher self, these energetic waves of love that seem to be emanating from them, this can be a confirmation of that. They're definitely deeply in their thoughts, thinking, you know, there were two cards talking about that you're in their thoughts. Thinking very fondly about you, very nostalgically about you. When these signs come up and you're kind of brought to the forefront of their mind, although I feel with this person, you're not very far from their mind, but there are definitely times where they see something and it's just almost like their heart is aflutter. All other thoughts and distractions kind of vacate, and they're focused, you know, extremely and intensely upon you and upon this love. They could be deliberately trying to send you love, send you telepathic thoughts, telepathic messages, and they're encouraging you to, you know, receive this with an open heart, with an open mind. And there's also some encouragement to send that love back, communicate with this person telepathically while they're in this process of kind of restructuring their life and creating the room and the momentum necessary to create a new beginning with you. And they also say, you will always be what I hold in my heart, even though you feel so far away. So that's a beautiful message to close this reading with for you, group 3. And it just really confirms this love that this person has for you. Deep within, it's something that if they had denied it previously, they are very much cognizant of it now. It's something that very much excites them. It fills them with a sense of anticipation and hope. And despite what might be happening in the 3D, any kind of distance, any kind of, you know, process of sort of shedding what no longer serves in order to create room for new growth in their life, which is also most likely mirrored in your life. You may at this point in time be called to really evaluate some friendships, some relationships, you know, habits, hobbies, interests, things that you do, the foods you're eating, the media that you're ingesting, you know, all of that. And to really say, is this serving my highest good? Is this really, you know, making me feel fulfilled and uplifted? Or is this something which fills me maybe with some panic, some fear, some dread, some dense feelings? Is this a relationship that is reciprocal, or is this, you know, very one-sided? Any kind of toxicity of mindset, of behavior, lifestyle, relationships, all of these things. I feel both of you are really being called to do some inventory, some evaluation, really kind of clean some things up within your energy. And while that process is going on, you know, the more that is happening, that the debris is being cleared, you're able to really hear each other at the heart level, at the soul level, with greater clarity. You're able to feel that vibration of love and experience that vibration of love in the energetic realms, which then definitely, you know, as you're leaning more into that, experiencing that, kind of feeding into that and allowing yourself to be fed by that, it can really help to then create some different circumstances in the material realm for each of you within your own individual lives, and then also the potential for reconciliation and, you know, a solid potential of a future going forward. So I'm going to close this reading out for you, group 3, with some initials. This can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it can spell something out, just whatever resonates. All right, so we have A, T, U, S, V, J, P, X, E, B, and Z. So those are your messages, group 3. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the video. If you like the reading, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I also sell handmade jewelry and some divination tools in my Etsy shop if you're interested in checking those out as well. So I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.